This episode is coming to you live from the Pope's cousin suite in the Vatican, but they moved out all the cool stuff because Plum's a gay Methodist. You're listening to Can't Read, Can't Write. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Can't Read, Can't Write, the podcast that proves Spartans can talk. I'm Mike Jones, joined as always by the man soaking in his adjacency to a Papal, Kevin Greck, the man who can't even receive communion from his cousin's uncle, and the man who pretends there's something interesting to talk about 5 days a week, Matt Sheehan.
Wow.
You're 3 for 3, yes.
Golly.
Well done. Cracking start for you, Mike. I gotta say, getting through that intro, well done.
What is it when you use an adjective as a noun? Because that is good.
Adjacency to a papal. Wow.
Yeah.
Well
Papal.
done.
I said papal. I even checked it before.
You did it all wrong. All of it
Yeah,
was
it's fine. It's
fucking
fine.
wrong. But I love anything when Kevin is soaking in anything is really all I want.
Yeah.
You're here. Here.
It's a chance
That's
for him
my-
to
That's my move.
get closer to his in-laws. Matt, but you're here. How are you?
I've never been better. How could anyone possibly be better in the middle of May talking about college sports right now than with you three lovely gents? One of which is incredibly holy, but the other two are just fun guys to hang out
Have you
with.
been
But
practicing that blessing?
I have been. We don't do the Methodists. The gay Methodists don't do that blessing, so we're really having to practice.
He's walking
it.
up to people on the sidewalk, putting ashes on their forehead. He's doing the whole
Bopping them.
Damn it.
I need to get holy water. I wonder if you can send me some holy water. I gotta figure this out.
By the crate, yeah, no doubt.
Don't
40-gallon
you
drum of holy water.
You just do this and it's holy, right?
I don't know.
Oh, yes,
I
you
think
do.
that's
Come
all.
on.
Whatever you decide is holy now, it just becomes holy.
Oh, if it identifies as holy, it is holy. Got
Yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
that's
good.
my understanding
That's great.
of how this papal stuff works. Plum, for those listening that don't know what we're referencing right
Oh
now,
my God.
somehow they have missed it.
Matt's here, so they may not know what we're talking about.
To do a continuation of the conversation that we were having last week.
Last week, Michael wasn't here, and poor Kevin and I had rushed through this fucking episode, and so we had little else to talk about but our personal lives. And I happened to quip offhandedly, I might add, that I have a relative who is actually a cardinal in the conclave, and Kevin said, "Who is this?" And I said, "Well, his name's Bob Prevost, and he is he's my grandfather's first cousin. Their moms were sisters." He's from Chicago, and yeah, well, electing an American, yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see if we ever learn about, his experience. And then Hody Hum Thursday comes along, and there's white smoke, and I tuned in because I'm like, I wonder who it's going to be, and I heard them say Robert Francis before they even got to the Prevost, and I was already on the phone with my sister. Oh my God! We have a pope in the family!
We're all going to heaven, every one of us.
Uncle Cousin Pope!
And Kevin, you were one of the first people to text me. You must have been watching it live too.
The Catholics in my life that also listen to the podcast. all up in my phone.
That's what it was.
I was at Tulip Time, as we do.
That's what it was. Yes.
Where actually, Holland, Michigan, he spent some time in seminary or something
Yes.
like that.
Augustinian High School. That's right.
Augustinian High School. So it all came back together. Also, Tulip Time. Only something you should do once.
All right.
It's a one time, check the box.
Because it's so fun, you can't believe you can do it again.
Yes,
Is that
because
why?
your
Yeah.
heart can't take any more tulips afterwards.
You're
Tulip
up till
time.
6 a.m. Yeah, I guess.
and getting elected Pope. Just things you do once in your life. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So,
All right.
Congratulations. That's the basis of this entire episode.
I'm not. I listen, and to everyone who's congratulating me, don't stop. I of course did nothing, but don't stop. I deserve plaudits, and that's why I was on Fox too. Nothing like a shameless opportunity at self promotion. And thank you very much. Me?
So, Fox 2, how does this come about? When Fox 2 is like, hey, we hear
How
you're
quickly
a
did you call
distant
them?
cousin.
I didn't, for the record. My neighbor who you would know if you had come to all of the events at my wedding.
That's interesting. There's so many people you would know if you came to any of the events at my wedding.
My speakers are going out. You'll need to say that louder next time. I posted it on in our group chat, in our neighborhood group chat, and she called and said, she called on Thursday actually, and she said, "Can I do a Zoom?" And I was like, "No."
You're getting here. Boots on the ground.
Then she came on Friday.
Excellent.
When Fox 2 shows up at your house, is it like the van is there? Are there like 4 dudes with chain smoking cigs?
Not for
something.
something as inconsequential as Detroit cousin of Pope, whatever the Chiron was.
You say inconsequential, and it is inconsequential, but it did give them 3 minutes of content.
In fact,
aired on television.
And can I say this? My cousin Jack on my mom's side, so not the Pope side, was in the Detroit airport and was buying a Coke or something at the like sundry store, and he looked up and I'm on TV, and so he's taking photos of me on TV, texting us in real time. I didn't know it had been aired. And I'm like, oh, it's already been aired. She just did it. I mean, they filmed it, and like 2 hours later it was on air. So I don't know how they did that fast. It was her, and it was a producer / videographer. I guess he's also the producer. And
now, did you shout out your employer in this? Did you use it as a chance to fundraise?
No, I did not. No.
The podcast?
I know. The podcast is where I got the first. Is really got where they took the real heat. So
yeah, listen to Sheehan. Sheehan would know. This is the
Always
dean
plug.
of MSU podcast.
Always be plugging.
Always plug.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
right.
Well, and this is why
the podcast on your honeymoon, like in a sauna or something like that, to people halfway around the world. I remember that episode for some reason. Like
yes, that you remember correctly.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
But could not be bothered.
Draw the line. Oh, come on, Plum.
On Fox 2.
But there is a
Thailand
moment.
Math House, yes, green light. Fox 2 Detroit, people interview, thumbs down. No,
sorry.
There are some great moments in this interview with Fox 3, but one of my favorites is when they're going on about your accolades. You know, you were in the Peace Corps, you're a Methodist deacon or whatever, and then this isn't exactly what they say, but it's implied where they go, and he's gay. I don't want to talk about that.
That was the whole thing. Me being the cousin was irrelevant. The thing that they wanted, this was the whole narrative, was they were like, Francis was like pro-gay. Do you think your cousin's going to be gay because you're gay? Gay. And I was like, and they were like, if you can say faggot at least once on the broadcast. And I was like, I know this is Fox, but Jesus Christ. So I didn't do it.
You didn't give them the pleasure.
I wouldn't give them the satisfaction of it. I wouldn't do it.
I weirdly don't think I have to cut that.
No, that's
you can say that.
Yeah.
Here, let me give you a dispensation. All right. There you go.
All above board now. Look at that.
Yeah.
God, you just got to throw
The
that around.
venial sin
everywhere.
of hearing that word.
Of hearing it. Of having partaken in it, as it were. Yeah.
All right. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, get this train back on the tracks, Mike. I don't know how you do it, but
We want to thank everyone for listening. If you could, like, subscribe. It's Plum. Is that the equivalency of communion? If they just
go get baptized. That's it. You got it.
Don't ask this Methodist heretic any more Catholic questions.
I don't have the answers.
truly not allowed to take a wafer from your own.
I can't. I couldn't do it.
Oh, shoot.
All right. Yeah, rate, review, all that other stuff. Twitter, Instagram, @Spartan_pod. All right. Matt, what are we going to talk about this week?
Hey, want to talk about MSU sports?
Ashton McCulloch, he gets the invite to the Rocket Mortgage Classic. Gentlemen, your hard-hitting thoughts on that one. That's all I got. We're going to do 30 minutes of that tomorrow on Lockdown Spartans. So,
yeah, this is going to be a lot. So we're going to head beyond the green wall. We're going to talk about players and maybe
Sports.
players. Women's golf is going to come up. And then you all have a lot of questions about the Pope. For Plum, that
Good.
This episode is going to be brief enough that Sheehan, we might keep you here for Twitter questions.
Longer.
Wow. Is this a Catholic podcast? I'm sorry. Maybe you guys rebranded. I did miss 2 episodes ago, so maybe I missed the rebrand for this.
We did a quick pivot. Yes.
We call it a rebirth, actually.
Excuse me. That's right. Okay, sorry.
Can you be
Should've
born
caught that
again?
in my Catholic high
Catholic
school
church
days.
since you're an expert now?
Yeah,
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's totally a thing. Yeah.
Do you guys just want to name like an athletic director has been hired and see how many people go along with it? Like we could. That's what you do when there's nothing to talk about. You just make shit up, and I'm happy to just go and just run that.
Well, let's
Mark Halls is back.
I was going to go with Bill Beekman being back.
Oh, I like it. Billy B is back. Yeah, love that. Him and the khakis.
Rehires Mel Tucker.
Yes.
Well, let's start with the AD. Do you all have had some time to noodle on this?
Yeah.
Does anyone have any stronger convictions about like who's an ideal candidate? Is even a current athletic director the right hire at this point in time?
Maybe.
Go ahead.
How about that? No, because I did see. Oh God, what was? I think it was On3 did the piece and like, hey, here are 3 names for the athletic director. One of them was I think Thomas Dieters. He's the guy that runs Charitable Gift America, whatever. I know he's a donor here at Michigan State, and that one raised 2 eyebrows of mine. It's like I don't know his full resume. Of course, I don't have his CV in my hand right now, but that's not a lot of administration experience as far as college athletics goes, I would assume, but he does know the donation side of things. That's clearly a point of emphasis for Michigan State. So, like, I needed to call an adult to help me form an opinion on that because on the surface, I was
billionaires
like,
hate each other?
I don't think
that's another wrinkle when it comes to like high-level donors, that no one likes each other. Everyone wants to be the king. Everyone wants to be the Pope, if you will, of donors. But no one can, just all come together and just do it happily. It's always got to be a dogfight. So I don't know if I'm going to go that route. I would like to go the conventional old school route of athletic director, maybe someone from the Big 12, maybe someone from the ACC, a conference that's about to get devoured, and go from there. But I am also open to other ideas because what else am I going to be? I mean, come on.
Can I offer an unconventional pick? We can keep it local. We can save a little cash on this thing. I don't know. Johnny Spirit is good.
Johnny Spirit. It's Johnny Spirit.
I was going to suggest that we go to Sundance Chevrolet or something similar to that. We walk in the door, just pull that door wide open, go over to the plaque on the wall that just says Salesman of the Month, and just whichever name's on there 2 or 3 times, just be like, Danny boy, get on up. We're going to give you an office over an 1855 place. You just be a smarmy car salesman over for us now, bud. Because that's effectively what we're going to be hiring now. But I mean, I don't quite get what the donors are going for when they say they want someone that can raise more NIL funds, because it's like, you're saying you want a guy that's going to come to you more often with his hand out. Now, what you really want is a guy that you can pick up the phone and he'll listen to you and he'll make you feel like you're special. That's what you're saying when you.
We need a therapist then.
Yes, we do. We do need a therapist.
Yes.
I have a feeling
mediation counseling. Yes.
This is all going to kind of blow up in some of these donors that made this happen, that put these wheels in motion, might come to regret this whole situation. But that's what we're going to end up getting. We're going to get some sales guy or some admin guy who might do a better job of managing these egos. But is he going to do a better job of hiring coaches? Is he going to do a better job of representing student athletes? Seems unlikely.
I go back to I forgot if I read it or whatever. It was like 10-ish years ago. And this is before NIL was ever a thing. And it went along the lines of Texas is an impossible football and athletic director job because there are 7 guys that want to be Jerry Jones. And they always butt heads. They always bicker. And you could see that unravel in real time as Texas football was irrelevant between Vince Young and right now. I mean, it was just a calamity over there. So now NIL is a thing. And now it's always fun to say Kansas basketball, not too good. Hey, Alabama, everyone else is paying their players. On one hand, that's fun that everyone else gets to do that. But now on the other hand, everyone gets to experience these problems that other high-level, high-money schools always had. And I think it'd be naive, and maybe I do this sometimes too, to think like, oh, this never happen here at Michigan State. This would never happen at sweet
would
old
exactly
Michigan
happen
State.
here. Have you seen our board of trustees?
Yeah. Turns out this is precisely something that would happen here, and is happening. It has been happening here. So I'm hopeful. I do think that Alan Haller, better things are probably, set to happen with another athletic director. Just like you said, Kevin, like, half this isn't even going to be like coaching hires. Hey, can you get Spartan Stadium renovated? Like, no, can you manage and balance and juggle all these egos of egomaniac people who are donating to a program that's really has no return of investment whatsoever? Like, you can only get so many game used jerseys from an 8-4 season before you really start tiring out of donating. I don't know. It's the only reason my hat's not in the ring, guys, to be honest. Like, I don't think I could do it.
I've been wondering that.
Do it, so let me just make a statement right now. I'm a coward. I'm a pussy. I'm not built for it. So that's why right there. Yeah.
I don't know, Plum. It feels like you're the man for this moment.
Yeah, be somebody.
You currently go around
One
asking for money all the time. You also keep people online.
And I have these religiously blessed connections. No.
I think you have the same vocabulary that Matt Ishbia speaks.
You know what's important
Best
is
of both worlds.
I made this point last week with Kevin, and I was hoping one of you would draw this connection. So I'm glad, Michael, that it was you. And I just want to say, Kevin G, ignore what I said about you last week. And this week, give me a ring.
It got cut.
Did it really?
It got there was a weird audio quirk that happened on the podcast where something that you said became Silly Billy, but we don't really know what that was.
We don't know. Well, silly, and you're not a Silly Billy. You're something much, much different. But that's neither here nor there. What is here and there is this job you want to give me. So.
And listeners, you'll note there's the word earlier in this episode that we didn't cut, but we did choose to cut something last week. So use your imagination for what that might have been.
But it's fine because he's holy now, so it's fine.
Yeah. It's different. It's a whole different thing.
I'm forgiven. I'm going to get struck by lightning.
Sheehan, you this week talked about you had an episode about whether Jonathan Smith might be on the hot seat.
That episode went well with people, by the way. Yeah, everyone listened carefully to what I had to say that episode.
They love it.
Yes.
Well, but it is sometimes athletic directors like to be athletic directors and have their own person.
Yeah,
I think also in tandem, in fairness, like I'm not saying that people were definitely wrong for not appreciating the nuance of what you were saying, but
yes.
I think we've been critical on this pod, and I think you've been low-key critical too, that things don't have a lot of juice right now at Michigan State.
It's lifeless. Yeah,
right. Smith is not exactly doing any favors in terms of self-promotion. We picked up a commit. I just have DB written down on the outline because that's how little I care about who that person is.
Same with Smith. That's all he had written down too. Just DB, 4 functioning limbs, and that's all he had. It's like,
but
good for him.
I guess my question is, we don't have an AD right now. We potentially are going to reset. We have a football program we all hope will be better, but there's no reason at this point in time to believe that it will be.
Yeah.
Is there a risk of MSU in this particular moment falling behind to a point that we become a Northwestern in terms of its competitiveness? Not to mention our basketball coach.
Who knows? Truly, who knows? Right.
I'm well aware that we just went to an Elite Eight, but is not doing maybe some of the things that. Part of the reason we went to an Elite Eight is because we had a lottery pick on the team, and there don't seem to be any actions to get a new lottery pick. So anyway,
Define Ukachukwu isn't moving the needle for you, the guy that averaged 5 points down in Miami and can't shoot the ball in the ocean if he's standing on the beach. That's not
literally in Miami.
Okay, yeah,
Mike Jones has no imagination. That's why I'm also That's very, it's interesting that you would cite Northwestern there, a university that just had a guy write a $500 million check for a brand new football stadium. So in terms of our placement in raising funds in the Big Ten,
that's like where I always go back to, because like just in the now, it seems like, okay, you got to be at least decent to already have momentum going into NIL, revenue sharing, whatever you want to call this.
Didn't Finn talk about this on your show recently?
Yeah, and
but like players weren't committing.
Yeah, well, more so because, like, I mean, there were some players that Finn said, and like I caught wind of this too, that like MSU did have the highest offer for them, but they were turned down because, well, that school's going to offer me like $25K, $50K less, but they're going to have their logo on the college football playoff bracket shows. Like, this, I haven't seen it ever since. Like, you guys don't get people drafted here. So as much as a state fan as I am, I can't even doubt these kids or blame these kids, I should say. So, like, in the now, it does feel like oh shit, we got to like really get it together or we're going to be left behind. But then I always just go back to the money thing. Like, MSU, top 15 revenue school, and I know that, you know, could or could not matter in the revenue sharing era where every team's going to have like a baseline money they could spend. But I think it'd be also naive to think like, oh, NIL isn't also going to be attached to that. We'll see what comes out of the legislation. I'm certainly not qualified to talk about that, but I just think there will always be a world where, okay, revenue sharing is your base where every school starts, and then it just builds NIL from that. Can you get the money in? The numbers say yes. Like, you are amongst the best in the nation at that. So just that alone makes me think that MSU will always be a player, or at least dreamers in this. But I don't. It seems silly right now as we're talking, heading into year 4, looking for our first bowl bid since the Peach Bowl. I'm talking myself in circles because that's all I know what to do right now with this. Right now, no, it seems like we're gonna be left behind, but it seems like on paper that, okay, actually things might be okay eventually, because money always wins in life, right, guys? It never goes bad when you have money.
That's true.
What bowl would we have gone to if we had Nate Carter instead of Ken Walker?
There's a really good bowl game in
Peach.
in Detroit, the Quick Lane Bowl, I think it was called back then. Yeah. It was called the Game Above Sports Bowl this year, but it's prestigious. It's like a notch below Peach Bowl, but
so we could like kind of fully take even that year out of the equation in some ways, because we can't credit Mel Tucker with. I just refuse to credit Mel Tucker for.
It sickens me to the point where I almost feel like throwing up. But like all the people that said, all the haters, the naysayers that said, oh, Mel Tucker ain't nothing. He's just handing the ball off to Kenneth Walker 30 times a game, and like, oh no, we were like, no, you're racist. You're a hater. You don't know what you're talking about. And it turns out they couldn't be more spot on. It was truly just handing the ball to Kenneth Walker 25 to 30 times a game, and yeah,
most special Spartan.
God damn it. So much fun though. Never forget those days though. You know, that was great times. Wouldn't trade it for anything. Except
Truly
maybe
would
I'm
not.
not at the time where like I actually probably would trade it for things right now. It's been so long since we've been good. I'm at the bargaining stage where I would trade that in probably for just something. Back-to-back Music City Bowl bids. At this point, I don't know. I'm starving over here, guys. I'm sure you were too.
Let's say the juice goes from nothing where we're at right now to passable. Let's say it's a 7-5 season and maybe a bowl win, maybe not a bowl win. We're going to keep the bowl out of it.
Yeah.
Does that help then win at least a couple of those guys that are like, I would like to get paid the most, and also at least you got something moving in the right direction?
I think so. It depends who you're going up against. Like if you're going to battle Penn State or Ohio State, probably not. But if you're going up against the Indianas of the world, like guys that are on your tier, that can only help, especially if you get guys like Aiden Childs back, guys like Nick Marsh back for another season. And pains me to talk about the offseason like this before Nick Marsh is even here for his sophomore year, but that's the fact of the matter right now in college sports. But I think so. Like, will you blow up and be top 15 recruiting class immediately overnight? No, but look, I just need to see this rock move forward, man. I like, do you guys feel the same way? Like, do you guys feel like, let's say 7-5 bowl game? I kind of think the bowl game win or lose is irrelevant. It's more of what bowl game you get to these days. 7-5, you get to the shit. I'll use it again. The Music City Bowl.
I would kill to go to the Music City Bowl. That'd be great.
All right.
I'm a Pop-Tart,
right?
Pop-Tart guy, but
Pop-Tarts are bust. Okay, I like that.
What does it take? Does it take full conference realignment to get in the Pop-Tart Bowl?
Who cares anymore? I think it does actually. Yeah,
it does. It does. Yeah.
But the Rayleigh Quest Bowl, for example, in Tampa, Florida, like, sure,
we'll take it.
Yeah,
we'll take it.
Anything with bowl at the end of it. That'd be enough to fire me up. But like, look, we're also people that talk about Michigan State on a weekly basis in the middle of May. Like we're deranged. We're mentally ill is what they actually call us in some medical studies. By and large, like the greater good of the fan base, I don't know if that's going to do anything for them, but it doesn't matter. Maybe. I don't know.
We all went down to Florida in college. What did we go 8-4 that year?
That was the Brian Hoyer 5 interception game year, I believe.
Yep, the year that
Champ Sports Bowl against Boston College.
That was the one.
Yeah,
okay.
Which I'll just say again, I think I've talked about it on the pod before, but the best thing ever was that they had a number you could text and things would show up on the Jumbotron.
Oh no.
And the amount of shit that was talked about Ryan Leaf, right?
No, Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
Matt
Ryan.
Yes.
Yeah, was.
Is that why he nuked us that game? Because you guys were motivating him on the Jumbotron? Thanks.
Correct. That's what happened.
Now it all makes sense.
And listeners might think, what year was that? That must have been the 90s. They didn't have the internet then. They didn't know. This was the late 2000s. They should have known better.
07,
that was part of what was so funny about the whole thing.
Well done, guys. Way to go. Thanks for delivering us that loss.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to.
Yeah.
But anyway, that year was, I think, 8-4, right?
Ish, yeah. Right. Sure, give or take one. Yeah.
And that felt good enough after the John L. years for us to want to go to a bowl game.
It's a different time, though. It's a different time. It's a different college football. I think that gets maybe my insecurity about Jonathan Smith, that maybe he was the right coach for football 10 years ago.
Yeah. Sort of an Alan Haller situation
for football today.
Yeah.
I think he is. I'm not willing to give up on football just yet. I understand that it's not overwhelming anyone right now, but I think it's a much better schedule than last year, and just moving in the right direction is enough for me right now.
It's kind of like signing, like we knew what we signed up for. Like there wasn't a lot of flash. There's going to be a lot of development right now. And right now we're in the doldrums because you're off a bowl-less season. You're not really flashing the portal per se. There were a few good pickups, of course. We're not going to rehash all of that, but recruiting official visit season coming up isn't going to be, shiny like it was under Mel Tucker by any means. And yeah, it's truly the wait and see, just trust us phase. And God, we're just putting all of our chips in the basket that I still do believe in, of course, but it's not going to be a sexy way of doing it, which sucks, especially if you do content on Michigan State sports. If we could just make this about us for a second. I miss those goddamn Lamborghinis and goats on the field, man. Like, man.
Plum can relate to making it about you. He, of course, was on Fox 2.
I would like to do that just right now. So thanks, guys. I appreciate just getting. This is always a little therapeutic for me. So I appreciate this. I'll send you guys payments after this, but I appreciate you in the meantime.
Well, speaking of being therapeutic, you golf, Sheehan, right? Women's golf, advancing their third NCAA championship.
Let's go.
Round in the last 3 years. So I don't know where that's going to be broadcast. Like
the Golf Channel
2.5.
It does get to the Golf Channel eventually. Yeah, right. Like later in the tournament, it does get to the Golf Channel eventually. So which is exciting. Yeah, look at us.
There's a program with some heat. And Tom Dieters, as I understand it, he's raising the NIL funds on those types of programs.
He's got the job. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what you want. You're going to piss off your really big donors to bring him in as your AD for an even better women's golf team.
Women's golf wagon. Yes. Turn it up. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, I'm sold.
I mean, the tailgate would feel Waste Management-esque if it was. I mean, that would be a lot of fun at Acres.
We could create a real community around tailgating for women's golf, I guess.
Should we?
Actually, that sounds really fun.
Yeah, I would. I'm totally down for that.
I don't hate this at all.
Yeah.
There was tailgating happening for women's soccer last fall. I saw it. I wasn't invited to it. I didn't partake in it. I felt a little excluded.
Sure.
That's subject
not
to
an
another day. But it was happening. I saw it. So
all right, Sheehan, we did next to no research, and I know you've talked about this on your podcast. My understanding is we've picked up a defensive back, and then the staff is in Lithuania right now in basketball.
They were for a second at least. I think they've been bebopping around. They went to England to check in on the 7-2 guy, which like apparently too tall to come here to East Lansing. I think some smoke has kind of faded on that one. Went to Israel to check out Noam Yaakov, point guard, which I kind of liked. I liked him better than the other option that's on campus right now. I'm sorry if the Ukuchukwu family is listening right now to this episode, but I just don't get why this Miami guy's even on campus. Does not move the needle for me. But yeah, that's what's going on with basketball. Just European trips disguised as recruiting trips, it seems like. But we'll figure it out on the court, I'm sure, next year, right? Like I doubted the team last year, turned out okay. I'm sure it's all gonna be old Peachy King when we tip the ball off in November, right?
Kurtang season.
Kurtang season, that's right. 27 minutes per game right off the rip. Last time I saw him take a shot, it went off the side of a backboard. Hopefully he just got all that out of him, right? I mean, who could fault the kid? He played 4 minutes every fifth game, so I'm sure his arms and legs were a little cold there. Kurtang needs to be somebody. Kurtang has no idea how much our happiness rests in his jump shot this season.
Stay in the gym.
He does rebound. That's like legitimately.
It's exciting. Yeah. That will get him time on the court. Yeah. The defensive back, though, I like it. Now, are we talking about the guy from Bowling Green, or are we talking about the guy from Ypsilanti High School? There's another guy from, where the hell was it?
You just got you talked about it, and then you were like, "There's another one visiting that's maybe a safety or something."
Oh God damn it, Matt! You did it again. You forgot everything. Texas Tech,
you can't. Michael Jones, you cannot put Matt Sheehan on the spot like this. It's rude
to host the podcast for me.
I got one goddamn job, and that's just to know what's going on in the portal. The only thing that we ever talk about, and I should know at least what school this guy's come to. Oh God damn it!
Texas State.
Make it up.
What's it? Texas State. Texas State.
Hoople.
Yeah, Texas State.
Hoople.
All right, there we go. Nice.
Southern North Dakota at Hoople.
Okay, there we go. Thanks, guys. Yeah, no, Texas State guy. Looked at his Pro Football Focus numbers. He was kind of like the 16th best defender on the Texas State team, and I'm wondering, okay, we're just looking for heartbeats at this point. So that has me a little concerned because I get that you want depth in your secondary room. We got some really good pickups in the winter. I hear good things about Joshua Eaton during practice and whatever, but the fact that they went out and got 3 additional defensive backs in the spring portal cycle, I know that they wanted to get like another piece. The fact that they got 3 more in the spring, is that a staff that just watched 20 practices in the spring and said, we'll take literally anyone? Anyone and everyone come sign up and try to impress us in East Lansing, which is just showing up and shaking our hands. Like, am I right to be worried about this? Are you guys
this is my spin?
I am or no? Okay, please take me away.
Xavier Henderson was asked in the Peach Bowl season about spring and fall camp. Okay. And he said, we weren't sure if we were bad or if Kenneth Walker was just that good.
Yeah.
I'm choosing to believe that our transfers plus Nick Marsh are that good.
Okay.
And so they're worried they're bad on defense, but I'm choosing to believe because I have to.
You know what's sick is like I actually believe that. Like, I'm buying what you're selling right now. Omari Kelly, 900-yard receiver this year. Nick Marsh, 1,400 yards. Like,
who says
Christian
no?
McCray, 800 all-purpose yards by the time October ends.
And Alante Brown finally gets a college touchdown.
15 consecutive snaps without injury. Let's go.
Oh my God,
we are thriving this year,
truly
guys.
needs one of those shirts of days without injury.
Days without injury.
Just write it on his helmet with an erase board marker. Every single time he comes to the sideline, right there in the middle of the decal.
Give him a sticker.
For
a little Buckeye leaf.
Just for surviving to the next day.
It's like that medical symbol cross, and we're just gonna give that right on his helmet every single snap. So I hope he could just. I hope he could do it this year. Little snake dog.
I feel bad he's not made a touchdown.
It better happen this year.
He's just been saving him. He's been saving him for this season.
I just hope his brain doesn't turn to scrambled eggs 2 plays in like it did that one Mel Tucker year, and then saw him later in that game. Mel, he brought us some great moments, didn't it?
Greg, do we have something off Grand River?
The university is tightening its budgets by 9%. I don't think that's really for us to cover.
Don't need to NIL everyone.
The Mavericks. The Mavericks got the first overall pick in the NBA draft.
Chase to the Mavericks. Let's go.
Interesting. Yes, exactly. That's the angle for MSU. Jace Richardson, first overall pick to the Mavs. I'm sure the fan base over there would appreciate that and would not second guess it at all. Nico wouldn't have anyone in his mentions.
Instant reaction to that was like, oh, good for Dallas that this was obviously fixed. Good for the fans there. But like, also it's like, is there a chance after what we just saw his body of work in that Luka trade? Is there a chance that Nico doesn't actually draft Cooper Flag? I don't even know who's at like he likes Dylan Harper more for some reason. Like
he finds out that Cooper Flag like doesn't do as many squats as Kobe did before games, and then he's like, no, that's not
guilty pleasure is Taco Bell, and like
does not have the Mamba mentality. We're moving on.
Ace
else.
Bailey it is from Rutgers. Come on down, young man. Yes, sir. You're the next contestant on.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Good. Was that fixed or totally fixed, the NBA draft lottery?
It's the whole thing with the numbers that go around in the thing. Matt Sheehan.
I'm sorry. You know what? Cut this part. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Goes in the numbers and the thing, Matt Sheehan.
I love when he gets so high pitched he can't even hear.
It is the best part.
His equalizer's like
screaming.
Oh,
that is audible laughter whether I'm in the car or the cubicle every single time.
You gotta fix your compression so that it doesn't.
No, don't.
Whatever your noise gate. Do you have a noise gate on there? Let's move on. We of course want to say. I saw, by the way.
Are you going to go to Mama's Merc after this? Is that your plan?
We going to Grass Lake? Let's go.
I saw last week that we had a social media question about the zip code, which I was like,
yeah, that was mean. That was unforgivable, basically.
4450 Clear Lake Road, Grass Lake, Michigan.
You stop it, Mike Jones. We are not reading addresses on this podcast. We're not doing it.
Google Mama's Merc. They've got good food. Go there. And if you mention Can't Read, Can't Write, you get 10% off. Good?
Very good.
Nailed the ad read?
Great.
If you say the address, I swear to God. All right, continue.
For the next question, for you all, 50.
That's good. I hoped you would do that.
All right. Social media questions. Sheehan, you got time to stick around? They're brief tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, my God, yeah. Guys, fellas, come on. We can keep going here. Let's go.
All right. First question, Mike Jones asks, who else is Plum related to that might be interested in an athletic director position? Well, Plum, you've already volunteered yourself.
I guess myself. I don't know who else.
I don't understand why you can't be both Pope and AD.
That's a good point. Yeah.
If honestly,
can
we be real that if the Mormons are weaponizing it, why can't Plum?
I probably have a grandparent.
BYU just paid $8 million a year for some basketball player, right?
Yeah.
I'm not making that up, right? Like that's the
number one basketball recruit in the country. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of Utah, by the way. He was in the backyard over there. But
then that's it.
Okay, but
then that's it.
Like, how did he get? Like, let's also talk about the ways in which they Well, no, I'm not going to get in trouble.
Oh, let's talk about how you feel about the Church of Latter-day Saints. Let's go ahead.
Those people.
In the same way
there it is.
That the Peace Corps.
There it is.
Goes
Very
abroad.
Good. Very good.
I'm not gonna. We're gonna have to cut this because we have some recruits.
There it is.
There
it is.
Also, with the Pope, are you saying that we would like totally corner the Vatican recruiting market? Is that what you're?
Well,
I guess we like at Chicago.
It's a hotbed. Yeah.
Boston.
Wow, he's all over the place. All right, next up from Jason Fry, Mr. Sheehan. What did y'all do to celebrate last week's holiday? Drew Stanton's birthday, 5/7. Oh, wow, we missed Drew's birthday.
We need to never forget that.
I
Hashtag never
celebrated by
forget.
wearing my old 2006 Superman #5 t-shirt. Still fits. Humble brag around the house. See picture below. We don't have the picture. Do you have the picture?
We don't have the picture.
Yeah, I've got the picture.
Put it up. Put it up there.
Second. 1 second.
Sheehan, what did you do for Drew Stanton's birthday?
When I think Drew Stanton, I think about that comeback, right, against Northwestern. That was a Drew Stanton game, correct, when they were down like 38 points or whatever. So I started my day, just came out of the bedroom, just smoking cigarettes inside around the kids. Took my kid's coloring book straight out of his hands. My wife's like, what the hell? What are you doing right? You don't even smoke. And what are you doing right now? Then I went to my younger kid. He was at the high chair eating his breakfast, whatever it was, just knocked the bowl clean off. And then right in front of my wife, I downloaded Tinder, Hinge, the works. And I just started swiping to oblivion. Guys, this is all before 10 a.m. I dug myself as deep of a hole as humanly possible.
Down
and then the rest of the day.
even points.
I made this a 38-0 game in the Sheehan household, and I refused to leave the house despite begging and pleading to please get out and go literally anywhere else right now. You're scaring the children.
Yeah.
But then what I do is said children. Well, I taught my oldest how to speak fluent Spanish. That's right. We also worked on long division. I taught my younger kid, that's right, can barely even run around, how to ride a bike. It was amazing. And then the wife, that's right, took her on a trip to Tahiti, round trip, all in one day. We were back home by 5 p.m. And guys, against all odds, despite the hole that we dug ourselves, we got it done later that day. We rallied. We got the victory. It was all good in the hood. I was allowed to get Little Caesars pizza for dinner. We chalked up the W. So that's how I honored Drew Stanton, just by digging myself the worst hole possible and clawing back.
Getting out.
Yeah.
Greatest comeback in husband history. Right there.
Thank you. Thank
Well
you.
done.
That Northwestern
Really
game
beautiful.
still plays, by the way.
Do you guys remember, like, is that like a where were you game? And is that weird to have that be like a where were you game? Because I remember where I was. Me and my dad were watching the game. We left at halftime to go TV shopping because the game was fucking over.
Yeah.
And we just kept on like checking his BlackBerry during the game. It's like, oh, they're only down 28 points or whatever it was. Ha ha ha. Oh, 21. Oh, they're making a comeback. Oh, funny. And then it's like, holy shit, we're back in the car listening on the radio. Like, they're driving for the lead right now. What the hell's happening right now? So that's like a vivid memory in the ABC warehouse TV section back in the day. So I don't know if anyone has any great stories, but that wasn't a great story on my end. But if anyone does, please.
This is almost like a miracle because under no other circumstances would this be interesting. But I was at a Catholic church camp that weekend as that game was happening. And me and a bunch of other dudes found a TV to turn on to watch the end of the game and highlights at Catholic church camp. Last time I ever did that, by the way. Lesson was learned. We're not doing this anymore.
Was that 05?
What, I don't know. I think that was 7. 7, I think.
We'll call it 6. We'll split the difference. We'll split the difference. Yeah.
Beautiful.
All right.
Really good.
Next up, Jason Fright also looks great. In honor of Drew Emmerich Stanton's birthday, which mid-aughts MSU Drew does Plum adore more, Stanton or Neitzel? We know Grooch and Jonesy are Stanton stands.
Honestly, if you have to ask the question, you already know the answer. You know the answer. Everyone knows the answer.
He can do it with 2 hands.
He can do anything. He'd probably use 2 feet if he wanted to. Drew Neitzel is the only answer here. The only answer. Drew Neitzel could be my pope. That's what I'm saying.
Sheehan, in a less gratuitous way, do you have a Stanton or Neitzel in your fandom ranking?
They're close, but I got to give the nod to Neitzel. Neitzel's on my Mount Rushmore basketball players. A little different way of answering that than Plum. I apologize. Mine's just more of like when I was a little boy, I rooted for him a lot. So that's where I'm going to go. Drew Neitzel. We called him the professor because he looked like the professor from the N1 Street team.
Awesome.
So in our household, he was known as the professor for all 4 years he was at Michigan State. Yeah,
beautiful.
Good times. Yeah.
Very good. Next up from Stupid as Shardy for Plum. All of these are going to be for Plum, basically.
Hallelujah.
I'm going to the Vatican in 6 weeks. Can you get me some FaceTime with our new Pope?
Yeah, don't let them down.
I love that we haven't had a question from Garvert in a hot country minute, but he's on when it matters. Really?
That's different.
Oh, is this not?
That's Shartvert. You're thinking Shartvert. This is the stupidest Shart-E.
Well, then I will redact my comments and assume that we still won't be hearing from Shartford. But stupidest Sharty, yeah. After I can get myself, maybe I'll go with you, and we can. I can get some FaceTime too. Let's try it.
You can collect some wafers together.
You got it.
I wonder, do you think you could find someone who could get in for communion and you could like kind of, hey, mister them like you're a teenager outside of a liquor store?
I think that's it. I think that's 100%. I swear to God, I'm his cousin. Don't I look like it?
Can you just bring me some wine?
The Fox 2 interview right here.
It's on my phone.
See, it says Detroit Cousins. So excited about it. Next up from Benzabun. I think that's how it's pronounced. Benzabun. Due to Plum's recent news, is it possible that he can persuade the Vatican to soon be the largest contributor to Spartan NIL?
I think that's right. Ben. Good question. And I'm absolutely going to get on it. Listen, if the president can break whatever emoluments clause there is, why can't Spartan NIL just start whatever? Is it simony? Is it simony if the church gives money to NIL? Is the NIL guilty of simony? This is what I don't know.
What is simony? I don't even know what that means.
You're making up
words on this podcast. You can't keep doing
Is that a church word?
It is a church word. It's an ecclesial word, Michael. It's the selling of indulgences by the Catholic Church for the
Ecclesiastes.
There it is. Well done, you. Well done.
As someone that goes to church twice a year on average, I bet that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Also, in all seriousness, there is going to be a Villanova, Loyola, Chicago, Pope for Sister Jean.
Yes.
So it should be in the Vatican. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
To be clear,
any athletic director worth their salt would have that scheduled yesterday.
Correct.
Wow.
the news around here was exclusively about the Villanova connection. That is, I mean,
beat that into the ground. Yeah.
The local news had no other stories. Was there someone probably murdered in Philadelphia that they would have ordinarily covered? Yes.
Who cares? No offense.
Did they?
Yeah.
No.
Did they have any distant cousins? No. So entirely Villanova connection.
Bob was here once. This is my least favorite thing I have to say about the Pope is like, we're going to find everything that he's ever like, oh yeah, he once went to a rest stop here. So Pope.
That was my favorite about there's like that west side of Michigan thing, and it's like, oh yeah, the priest we talked to couldn't even remember what school it was. The west side. It's like, okay, this is all bullshit. This is all a lie.
Greg earlier's like, yeah, the Pope was there once. I'm like, who cares? Truly, he's just a person. Like, what are we doing here? No one cared until very recently.
Correct.
Anyway.
Next up from the Key Ski, I really hate the bit where Grinch makes a smiley voice and says, "You got your Bowling Greens. You got your Virginia."
How can you hate that? What?
I know you'll do it more now that I said this, but please.
The Key Ski, to be clear, you've brought this up before, and the only reason it still continues to exist to this day is because Greg knows you listen. It is for you. It's for an audience of one.
When you start something for me that I really hate, it means that the bit will never die.
I'm not kidding when I say this. Like, I'm not doing this just because, hey, I'm with my buddies right now. But I truly cannot go on a 24/7 sports page and look at offers without doing like your bit in my head. Like it is like, you got your Rutgers, you got your Northwestern, Cincinnati,
don't flatter him
Minnesota.
Because you're giving him the validation that his wife does not give him right now.
Yes.
I think it's been a smooth 2 years ever since I've been able to like read an offer sheet with no transatlantic accent. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, gotcha, Northern Iowa. It's every goddamn time I open the page. Yeah.
Key Ski. I won't do it next time.
Yeah, right.
Probably.
Also from the Key Ski, favorite jersey in any sport? Sheehan, do you have a...
Whoa! Oh man, there's a soft spot in my heart for the Vince Carter era Toronto Raptors jersey.
Oh, is that the one with the actual
counts.
dinosaur?
The actual dinosaur is a great one. Yeah, if we're just going Michigan State, I mean, it's a boring answer, but like the national championship Reebok jerseys. I also did like the pro combat football jerseys, the original ones with the bronze in 2011. Those were really good. But
I liked those too.
Yeah,
Those get some hate. I don't understand it.
Everyone was like, "Are you guys Baylor?" It's like, shut up. Shut up. It's fun.
Yeah.
Let the kids have fun. Idiots.
Plum, what's your favorite referee jersey?
Ooh.
Well,
I know you have an opinion.
I do have one actually. But it's for soccer. It's stupid. It's the first when you're a referee in soccer, one of the first like highlights you get is being invited to regionals, which is never in the state, so you get to travel to this tournament. And in my first year, I got assigned to a final, and so we all got the Adidas jerseys that you can't buy. That Adidas only makes them for the FIFA referees, and U.S. Soccer got their hands on some to give to the finals referee. So I still have mine from like 2006.
That's sweet.
Have you framed it?
I might one day. I don't know.
That's a cool office piece.
Yeah, it would be. So,
listeners, do note that even in the Pope episode, we managed to talk about soccer refereeing.
I had under 50 minutes though, so my ticket did not cash out. That's deeply disappointing. We were very close to hit it.
Sorry.
So close.
Sorry
so
for you.
Close.
So sorry for you.
I would love to believe that there's a betting pool around there somewhere that's setting an over-under on this.
Do you guys have answers for favorite jersey though? Like this is one of my favorite conversation topics. It's just like when you're just sitting around just naming jerseys. So I'm sorry I'm hijacking this right now. But do you guys have like a favorite then?
I love the Script State
Sure.
Magic Johnson basketball jerseys, and it disappoints me every year that those don't come back out. I know that they're in direct conflict, Sheehan, with your favorite jerseys. So you and I
Devon's used too many good jerseys. Like they have too many great logos. It's unfortunate. It is.
Mm-hmm.
I still love the really teal Pistons
Oh,
from the mid '90s.
That's a great one.
Always be a great one.
It's
The maroon variant too. God, so good.
Classic. My buddy Josh got one of the Shinola watches that is in that color. He won some giveaway.
Yo.
So he has like the neon teal Detroit.
I would wear that every day.
Shinola. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
I like how Josh was like, it's a giveaway. I wouldn't spend my money on this, but it's free.
Listen, winning is winning. It don't fucking matter what they're giving away.
If it's free, it's for me. That's right.
That's right. It's like
this next question is perfect for a guy that I think made certain commitments around this topic and so far has not delivered on those. But Thomas Zambiasi asks, we'll throw to Sheehan, what would need to happen? What would you need to see on the football field this year in order for you to jump in the red cedar?
Ooh.
It's a fine body of water, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Get all your immunizations, if I'm saying that word right, just with one slick dip in there. Beat Michigan and Penn State. That's for starters. I mean, look, I don't want to do like, go 8-4. It's got to mean something. Like
there's got to be like a moment that happens that compels you into the river.
Oh man, you know what? Like beat Penn State and then show up in the college football rankings graphic that following show might just be enough to get me in, because at that point you're probably at least that'd be 7-3. I would imagine if you're that good at some point in the season, like you're sneaking in and like you're 24th, you're ranked right ahead of Tulane, but right behind Ole Miss. Like we just talk about how desperate we are, like to reach a bowl game. If we're sitting in that condition, sure, off a Penn State win in the college football playoff show. That's what I'll do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll all do a clock shot, and then we'll go right into the river.
Can I call a 30-second timeout?
Yeah.
The prior commitment where I was like, apparently I said I was going to jump in the Red Cedar River. Can I like pull the curtain back on that? I never said that. Everyone just dragged my name into that.
Oh, really?
Never in the history of like whatever website you want to go on, Twitter or anything, did I say I will go in the Red Cedar River. I think, which I kind of like. Very nice if everyone just assumed that I was part of this group that would go in. Thank you guys, much appreciated. Never did I say that. I don't want to throw him under the bus here. Sure I will. I think it was Will that just said, like, hey, Sheehan's going to come with us in the Red Cedar River if they win, like, 10 games or whatever. I'm like, no. And then it just kept happening. And it's like, fine. Just keep tagging me in these. I don't care. So, but sure.
And then you didn't have to. And then all of a sudden it would have been in
And then it never materialized, and let's leave it at that.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I was in the mob. I thought that you were.
No, I was just roped into it, which is like it's like what do they call it? Like a catch-22? Like
you want to be in the club,
I'm
right?
not, but like, hey, but thanks for thinking of me, guys. Like, I've never been like thought of. This is so nice, guys. Like, thanks. So,
as three guys that were not in the club, we had a list of everyone that was in the club, but now we know that we can take your name off of it, like
the Shadows invitation that we.
That did happen. Yeah, that's right. Oh, you missed out. Raucous night that was. That's right.
Sheehan, I'm gonna do a follow-up question here.
Yeah, please.
What do you think it takes for MSU to have a field storming? Because there's real leg breakage risk at MSU.
I learned that in 2011, I think, is when that Hail Mary game against Wisconsin was. Because we were like in the 12th row, and I said, hey, if they return this, like we're gonna go down, we're gonna storm this goddamn field right now. Mm-hmm. And then like we did push our way up to the first row, and you look down, guys, like
it's a drop.
At best, 2 broken ankles. Yes. and that's if things go your way. So what's gonna have to happen? Like
if we beat Ohio State,
Jalen Watts Jackson, like crazy hysteric ending against either Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State for number 1, but at home, like that. That's a long way to say I don't think it actually happens. When like I do like back in like when did they beat Indiana to go to the Rose Bowl back in the like 1989? You watch those highlights, like the fans were on the field like in the fourth quarter. Yeah. Like, you guys in the student section playing linebacker with 2 minutes to go in the game. Like they had no gates, no fences or anything for that one. So I wish we were back at those days, but that's a long way of saying I don't think it'll ever happen.
I've only been at one football game where the field was stormed.
Okay.
And it was at Michigan Stadium with the Denard Robinson year where they beat us on arm punts. And no one ever talks about how they stormed the field after
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh.
Leaders
Good
in the best.
Stuff.
Soft tells me everything I got to know about him. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Next up from Thomas, does the pod use Lanstronaut as the Lansing resident demonym?
Demonym.
Is that demonym?
Yep.
Or do you all insist on less correct, less fun alternatives? So I think this is the answer for those of Lansing.
So are you
like a Michigander or a Michiganian is the question?
As like gotcha. A Lansonite would be
a Lansinger.
Lansinger. I like that one.
Yeah. I'm an East Lanstronomus, I think.
God.
That plays. That rolls off the tongue smooth.
Yeah.
That's good.
Really smooth.
That's good.
Gonna catch on.
Put that on all the welcome signs right outside the city. Yeah, there we go.
The other people of mid-Michigan don't already hate us enough. We start calling ourselves East Lanstronomi.
Yeah. Put 6 syllables in that thing. Yeah.
Oh, golly.
All right.
Is there such a thing? I don't know.
Let's read this next one.
Okay.
All right. Momopoly, you've got some game here. As a Christian leader, what does Plum have to say about inviting everyone to the table, and what will he serve at the table?
My God.
P.S. Congratulations to the entire Pope's family. P.P.S. No F-bombs in the... Susan?
Susan?
We've heard both F-bombs so far.
Yes. Couple different.
Well aware of the Fox 2 interview here.
Highly aware. Highly aware. An avid Fox 2 watcher, apparently.
DVRs every episode.
Plum didn't have a what appears to be his phone on a tripod to capture the interview to send to other people. That didn't happen. Was it a tripod?
Just you two, and it was me holding it and I sent it to Jason.
It was It was very still. You did well.
I did do well.
Good job.
Did you DVR it?
No, because I was like, if I don't do this, then I'm never going to have another recording of it because it won't exist anywhere else.
Oh, it exists for posterity. We'll be tweeting it out after the show for everyone that has not yet seen it.
My biggest regret in life is like sometimes after like night games, whatever channel on, it'll bleed into local news and I'll play on my phone and news is on in the background. One of my biggest regrets is not having Fox 2 on that night because if I looked up and saw Alex Plum doing an interview, I would have shrieked so loud. The entire neighborhood would have been startled and cops would have been to the house immediately. Like that. Oh man, what a reveal that would have been. Damn.
It's okay. It's okay.
Kicking myself for that.
Once he comes to visit Detroit, I'm sure I'll make the. Maybe I'll be on WDIV
Where are you taking
next
him?
time.
You taking him straight to Renshaw's and Clausen, or
I have to do it
first with Bobby Pro or Prevost, yeah.
Bobby Pro, that's it.
Cousin Bobby Prevost.
Cousin Bobby Pro, we're going.
I'm sorry.
I'd probably take him to the. I'd probably take him to the Dakota Inn, East Detroit.
Okay, yeah.
The Rathskeller.
Perfect.
Do you think he responds to Bob still? How soon do you think that leaves him?
Well, no, his brothers are still going to call him that.
You hit him with a firm Bobby.
Would they?
Oh, I think so. I don't think that family piece can never change. I mean, your siblings.
I don't know. It depends on how.
I would call my brother Pope, like so sarcastically, like he'd be begging me to call him Bob again.
Yeah.
That's how I would do it.
Next up from Momopoly, thanks for the vote. And as the next AD, which of these eight
priorities should be my top? Let's not do this one.
The disgust on Plum's face when you said 8.
I don't know where to begin.
Kevin needs a cigarette up there. 8 is that's
a troll. Do you do this on purpose?
She has for a top 3 of the 8 she provided. That's truly horrific.
How did she cut it down to 8? Like, why not?
I'll play along. Yeah.
I'll do this for you.
Yeah, let's go.
Student athlete well-being, competitive excellence, academic. We're done with the list. There it is. That's the 3. The first
there
3.
It is. Great.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion's on this list. Susan, it's not.
Read the room, Susan.
Yeah. Now we know that Ono is not going to be the president of the university.
Akron taught us that you could be academically ineligible for a bowl game as long as you're above that threshold. All I need to see out of the academic side for the student athletes. No offense, no disrespect or anything. Get those degrees, young men and women, but just stay eligible enough to make a bowl game at least. You make it hard enough for yourselves on the field, apparently. Just don't make it any harder in the classroom. So that's where I'll leave that.
Yeah, competitive excellence, financial sustainability, and community engagement and branding are my top 3, Susan. I'm going to answer your question.
I do like branding.
Win, have a good brand, and make money. That's what matters.
That's what college athletics is all about. Next up, from Mr. Neurotic Pants, we'll throw this to Plum. This week in Spartan Nation, active athletic director Tom Izzo suspends habeas corpus during transfer portal season. Vice Athletic Director Ishbia donates $2 million in exchange for baseball and wrestling voluntarily shutting themselves down. And lastly, Jonathan Smith embraces Buddhism, saying that he seeks to neither win, lose, or eat meat during the football season.
I want to appreciate this because this was just, I think it's called Vedak Day, or it's the Buddha Day in in Nepal and northern India, where they celebrate the birth and the reincarnation of the Buddha. So,
do they donate to NIL during the
too?
celebration?
Was he that in Zen that he just stopped for you all as well?
Yes, that's how Zen he was. I'm with Sheehan, though. It is interesting. Do they actually
this an
donate
NIL
to
holiday? Right.
Yeah.
Do they put money in a basket? Good. Perfect.
That's what they should be doing.
I'm in then.
Tithe for victory from MSU.
Yes.
All right. Next up for me, where is Mel Tucker this week?
Is this like a Carmen Sandiego ripoff situation that we're doing?
I would go ahead and look. Mel's trying to dodge service. I'd go over to Windsor, find a high limit poker table, and you will almost certainly find him there. Windsor. Next
Also,
up,
where all the
of
American
Canada fame.
female 19 to 20-year-olds are. So,
Strong demographic. Yeah.
so
strong.
I'm going to reiterate Windsor.
Windsor.
Of Canada.
Next up, Greg. I don't think we've gone to you in a minute. Why did that fan throw a bottle at John Cena? Unlikely answers only.
I missed this on my internet. Someone threw a bottle at John
I
Cena?
didn't see this.
Was it a good bottle?
I had no idea. It's because they couldn't see him, right?
Right there. Right there.
They were just disposing of the bottle. They didn't know he was there. And I mean, that's the most likely answer. So that's the opposite of what Mr. Neurotic Pants wanted, but it demonstrates my knowledge of.
It was a Bin Laden family member, and he didn't like how he proudly announced that he was taken out on that one evening in May 2000, whatever that was. That's my theory, right there. Bin Laden family rolling strong to WrestleMania. So
WrestleMania, of course.
big SummerSlam family. Yeah,
That's where they seek their revenge.
yeah, Matt. Yeah, that's where they were all in the compound that night. It was Hell in a Cell night, and they wouldn't miss it for the world. So they had him dead to rights when they found that out, that they were big wrestlers. The Bin Laden family.
Better aim than that dude who threw the shoes at Bush.
Oh, great aim on that guy too. Yeah.
We forget Bush, most athletic president ever.
He would have been a great boxer. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, last up, Upper Deck Jerk Guy. Kevin, I'm sorry to go again to you, but this feels most apropos. Ever consider moving to Canada?
Windsor, maybe. Yeah.
Windsor.
I was going to, but then Mel Tucker took the last available visa to Canada, and now I'm stuck here.
Hate when that happens. That's a bummer.
Mel got there before me. What can I say? Next up from the Protect Jerk Guy, can any of you point? Can any of you play point if Divine falls through?
Who's Divine's the Miami guy?
Yeah, we'd all shoot the same 3-point percentage as him. We'd all get to the free throw line as much as he does. I mean, Alex, are you sitting down over there, by the way? Because I'm about to read you his free throw percentage. For a guard, a point guard, 63% free throw shooter. What does that do to one Alex Plum when I read off that number?
You're lucky my cousin is the Pope, because I would have just lost faith in God, I guess. Is it?
Even with the first name of Divine, that would have been too much for you.
63%. Yeah,
it's tough. Yes.
Needs divine intervention.
So that's what we're aiming for, and apparently we're behind in the recruitment. Please stay behind. I hate to talk like this. If Izzo likes him, the coaching staff likes him, then I love him. But no, not really.
How many years does he have left?
Oh, 3. He was
pass.
a true freshman last year. Yeah.
Pass.
We'll see. But hey, if he commits, go green, buddy.
Yeah, we're all big fans.
Yeah, never doubted you for a second. Love your athleticism, your defense, but unfortunately, in basketball, you do have to play both sides of the court. Fuck.
Great.
All right. Last up, Alex Plum. No, we're gonna send this to Matt Sheehan.
Oh yeah, you have to guess.
I'm
Who
honored.
squats the most of the three of us?
Whoa.
Do keep in mind that if you say Plum, that could be considered a hate crime.
Hate crime.
No, see, I was gonna go Plum because the soccer thing, the soccer experience. I assumed strong legs are there. Kevin, I met you at a tailgate this year, and you're 7'9". That's a long way to go up and down.
It's a lot of space. It's a lot of space.
I gotta go.
My knees
Plum
would explode.
1, Mike 2, Kevin 3, just because man, you could time that squat on a calendar. That'd just take forever.
I think it's Jones. I think Jones
is it.
I think it's Jones.
I don't know. Have you guys seen the GAMS and how Plum can fill out that Adidas referee jersey?
Go find that shirt right now and come back here. Yeah, right.
Yeah, we need to. I think he's saying stop with the peach emoji, start with the plum emoji. Is that what?
Hey, we need a plum emoji. I'm actually really devastated we don't have one yet.
All right, that's enough of this episode of Can't Read, Can't Write.
Jonesy's just upset that he took the time to go get a pump in the biceps before he did the podcast, and you still picked Plum first.
It was chest day, baby. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
it's just all the soccer talk. I just imagine just like ironclad legs behind that below that laptop cutoff area. You know,
Plum can run for a long ways too.
And he does
does-
high knees. He does
He's
high
got
knees.
the,
for runs, too.
Are you a runner, Plum? I'm
personal
sorry.
trainer.
I
I'm taking
am.
this in overtime. Okay, so I went for a run today, and the entire time I'm thinking, like, how do people like this? So, mailbag question from me over here. How? What's enjoyable? Because I wanted to just off myself the entire time when I was out there.
I think it's just like if you just get in the habit of doing it, you just don't even think about it. You just
That's what
go.
they all say. That's what
You
they all
know?
say.
Sheehan, have you done Nike Run Club?
No, certainly not. No.
Download the app.
Okay.
It's kind of fun.
The like primary coach is legitimately fantastic. I
Okay.
hated running,
Yeah, same. I
And then-
despise it. Yeah.
and then it was like, no, don't run at a pace that you hate. Just don't do that. Like,
Okay. You know what? I'll be open. I okay.
I have a theory for the people, Sheehan, that'll tell you that like they get satisfaction from running. They'll tell you there's like a running high. Have you ever had anyone tell you
Biggest myth. Yeah, only 1,000. Biggest myth in the world. Yeah.
that? I have a theory about those people.
Okay.
They are dull. They don't know what a high is. They don't know what they're talking about.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
fools. Don't run. Skip the
Yeah.
whole thing.
I
Find
drink
something
so
else to do.
much.
I get my highs from college sports. The way
Good.
healthy,
Very-
full-grown person does. So there we go. I really should have reorganized my priorities in life. That's okay. We'll get it right in the next life.
All right, gentlemen. Sheehan, thank you, of course, for joining us. You can
Guys,
find him
thank you.
at Long Todd Spartans. He
Sure.
provides consistent content, and it is actually based in sport. And you
I
can
don't
find
know
him on
about this
Twitter
week. Yeah, we'll see.
at Sheehan_sports. Matt, thank you for joining us. Everyone,
You guys are the best.
go green.
Go away.
Go white. Let's go.